talk about lunacy. Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Nolet here, ready for yet another walkthrough. The name of the game is Lunacy, developed by Pear Games and published by iDigicon. What's it about? Let's take a look for it ourselves. Here we go, on a 3D platformer game not unlike Super Monkey Ball. You control this spaceman in a ball around this maze, collecting these crosses that replenish his health, which decreases as time goes by. The controls are limited to using the up, down, left and right arrow keys on your keyboard to move the man around, and press the escape key to pause. You cannot jump, turn the camera, or use any power-ups. That's it. The player must steer clear of robots. These enemies can deplete your health if you come in contact with them. The goal of each level is to find the rocket, enter it, and escape in it, which kinda fits the theme of outer space. Aside from the health boosters, which I will be calling those white circles with red crosses on them, there's also elements like jump pads and keys. When you collect a key of a certain color, you unlock the gate of that color. I think Slowly Does It perfectly sums up this game, and not just the level itself, because this is where the controls show their clumsiness. The spaceman goes one direction, and then he decides to make a left or right turn or turn around, and then before he can do so, he shifts to his left or right, which is a bit counterintuitive, unlike all the other ball rolling games I've covered earlier. Apparently the spaceman does not fall much of a depth before losing a life, and every time he loses a life, a splat sound can be heard. I first came across this game while surfing the iDigicon website sometime in 2008. It was after learning that a similar game that I had owned at the time, Super Gerball, was made into a CD by that same company, iDigicon. I never bought Lunacy, and so I let it slide for all these years, but by the time I took some interest in it, having remembered it, iDigicon's site eventually went down. I don't know if they're still in business, or if they've gone out of business, so hopefully someone in the comments might be able to clarify on that, because I don't really know. As for Pear Games, the game's developer, I haven't really seen much about them. I looked through a web archive of the PearGames.com website and learned of another game that the developer has made called Turbo Tunes, which appears to be a car racing game. From what I managed to gather on the now defunct Pear Games site, Lunacy was initially going to be a game called Asagi and make use of Japanese manga anime style art, before eventually reusing the same toon shader that was used in Turbo Tunes and becoming what we now know as Lunacy, which you can see right here. As for Rob Pearmain himself, well, he's still around somewhere. I mean, the last time I managed to hear from him, it was sometime in March 2022 when he was at a forum discussing trying to run Turbo Tunes on modern versions of Windows. You probably won't believe this, but sometime at least a year ago I dreamt that I had an HD remake of this game on the Nintendo Switch. Just like the player character, these enemy robots can also go splatform, falling off the level as well. A year ago I wanted to do a walkthrough of this game, but never had the means to do so because the game CD was hard to come by. The only way to obtain this game was through a Slovak online retailer that sold games. Considering how old the game was and unsure of its quality, I put off buying it until eventually I found the game on the Internet Archive, which meant I didn't have to spend any money or time waiting for it to come in the mail. So I downloaded this copy for free. Well, dang, I lost all my lives. Game over. Well, at least I can still continue from the level that I lost, except that my score will start from 0. Hey, who killed the music? Yeah, unfortunately, the game's music stops playing at some point in the game. Let's see what I can do to fix this. Ah, that's better. Initially, I was going to tell everyone to get used to it because that would be the only song you would even hear in the game. Also, I looked into the game's data and found some music files stored inside of a music directory, one of which being said Jazzy Tune. The song files came in MIDI and OGG formats. Among the MIDI soundtracks were a medley of the Looney Tunes and Merry Melody soundtrack, a MIDI cover of the songs Miserlou and Tequila, and a remix of You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. I don't know if this was already present in the original retail CD version, or if Mr. Hairmane intended for them to be in the game's files, but one of those files was also a MIDI cover of the Jazzy theme tune. This level is basically a rehash of an already existing previous level, except that all the textures have been changed to match this space background, which makes it difficult to differentiate. Similarly, this level is basically Soylent Green, but all the textures have been changed to the single space background. Interestingly, when I tried to record a walkthrough of this on my Windows 10 computer, it only showed a white background instead, and similarly in these two levels, all the space texture was changed to the blank white texture instead. So yeah, thanks be to Wine for allowing these textures to be rendered the way the developer wanted it. Game complete, and here we go again. It just simply restarts to the very first level. This time around I'll continue playing this game until I use up all the lives, after which I'll quit the game. So for now I'll express my thoughts on this game. It's neither new in concept nor hitherto seen in a computer game, and it doesn't even bring anything new under the table either. The iDigicon website bragged that this game was a game of crazy exploits and skillful maneuvering. Zany levels to guide your player through, crazy obstacles to maneuver around, wacky robots to hinder your progress, insane gameplay to test your skills, and mad fun for everyone. And having played this game myself, I now find it hard to believe, considering I've managed to beat this game in less than a quarter of an hour. To make a long story short, it's frankly underwhelming, particularly for a product that, at the time it was released, sold for just under £10 sterling, which at one point would also sell for €14.95 or $18.03. For just 20 levels that could be beaten in 10 minutes? No thank you. Good news is it's free now, so you don't have to spend a single cent of your money on this game. I would like to give thanks to the guy or gal who uploaded this game onto the Internet Archive, without which it would be considered lost media. Well, that's it. That's the end of the walkthrough. Thank you for bearing with me on this one. And I hope to see you again on my next walkthrough. Stay tuned, ladies and gents. Peace out.